Despite the fact that it rains a lot in Belgium, the risk of water scarcity in our country is one of the largest in all of Europe. This problem has two major causes: climate change and its many periods of drought, and the second is the excessive square meters of paved ground in Flanders. The Campine Plateau is an exceptional piece of landscape in Flanders, where the ground consists of an ideal subsoil to tackle the water problem here in Belgium. The sand and gravel grounds allow water to sweep in the bottom quickly and efficiently. As a pixel, I chose B3. The pixel is located on the northwestern edge of the Campine Plateau. The research area is located between the two towns of Leopoldsburg and Echtel-Ixel. Two waterways run through, namely the Visbeddenbeek and the Grote Nede. There are two groups of vegetation types present in large numbers in the pixel. The first type is heather. Most of the pixel is covered with heather plants and young trees. In the past, this area was also called La Grande Bruyère, which translates to the Great Headlands. The second is forest area. Bosland National Park extends into the northern part of the pixel. Here you will find both deciduous forest, coniferous forest, and mixed forest. Many walking and cycling routes wind their way through the trees here. For example, fietsen door de bomen can be found in my pixel. Because there is only heath and forest, there is not a lot of pavement to be found. The soil largely consists of dry sand and wet sand. As mentioned before, the pixel is located on the edge of the Campine Plateau. As a result, little difference in height is noticeable. Even though there is little hardening in my pixel, there are three causes that affect the water problem. For example, the many heath plants and trees that grow on the Lange Heuvelheide give off too much water vapor to the environment in warm weather. Less vegetation and more open ground could offer a solution here. A second cause is located in the wooded area of my pixel. The many pine forests use groundwater all year round because they don't lose their needles. The needles that fall on the ground together form a difficult layer for the rainwater to penetrate. A more varied forest in type and age could help here. The third cause is located just between the wooded area and the heathland. This is where the Grote Nede flows. The flow of the Grote Nede is far too high. We need to find a way here to make the water run slower downstream. Because we are also close to the source, this is an ideal place to retain the water for as long as possible. The subsoil around the Grote Nede consists of wet sand, but mostly of peat soil. This soil type is precious. This makes it an extra factor that we have to take into account. In this way, we must ensure that these soils do not run dry. Otherwise, the CO2 stored in this could be released and aggravate global warming. My biggest hobby is motorcycling. With this hobby, I have tried to find a solution to these problems. What fascinates me about motorcycling is that you completely open your senses to the environment. And if you can do this in a beautiful landscape, you can really enjoy it. It has made me, in a sense, become more one with nature than I was before. For each cause of the water problem and its environment, I searched for different motorsports. Each motorsport uses its own engine type and requirements to provide a solution in that place and for that specific problem. The first motorsport is motocross. In this sport, they use a sandy surface to make hills with and drive on. The tire tracks keep turning the top layer of soil over and over again, preventing young plants and trees from growing. In this way, the heath vegetation is thinned out. A second motorsport is trial. In this sport, the aim is to complete the course of obstacles without setting foot on ground. I would like to cut down the many pine trees in a controlled manner so that they can be used as obstacles. New plants and deciduous trees are given the opportunity to grow in their place. A final motorsport is adventure motorcycling. They drive over all kinds of different terrain types. In this way, I drive over existing dirt roads along both sides of the Grote Nede. In order to connect these dirt roads, I make new tracks and embankments right through the stream. This way, the motorcyclists do not get stuck in the soft peat soil. These elevations also cause the flow of the Grote Nede to decrease. The new tracks function as small dams. This creates a win-win situation. As a result, the soft peat soils will not become dry and will not be able to release CO2. As with any sport, there are spectators in motorsport. They are usually located along the side of the circuit or in grandstands. These grandstands collect a lot of rainwater on their roofs. All this water can be channeled in the open spaces between the elevated circuits. Here the rainwater has all the time to seep in the subsoil. Spectators need space to park their vehicles, and the participants need a place to prepare their motorcycles before the race. For example, just like the trial circuits, I'll cut down an area that was rich of pine trees. This area will be able to absorb more water in the subsoil afterwards. The first image shows a bird's eye view and a section of the place where the three circuits and the grandstands meet. The embossment and the higher circuits ensure that the water cannot flow to the Groteneed or the Visbeddenbeek, and so we have plenty of time to seep in the ground. The last image shows the master plan of my project with its various interventions. I named it Moto GwP. The name is derived from Moto GP, which stands for Moto Grand Prix and can be compared to the Formula 1. Moto GwP stands for Moto Groundwater Protector, which encompasses the entire project.